Well, it was interesting. My father was in English. He was a professor of English. Then he started Afro American Studies
Right.
at Penn State. When
Yeah.
after Martin Luther King was killed in 1968, he decided to go back and
Wow.
look at African American literature and began to teach that. And then
Wow.
eventually he was chairman of Afro American Studies at Yale in the early 70s in the 70s. Um,
Wow.
so Henry Louis Gates was my father's student.
Mm. Whew.
Cornell West was my father's student.
Okay. My goodness.
You
Okay.
know,
I
it
feel
was
like a
kind of
little.
a nice, like, I'm
Thank you for
saying.
recalibrating our conversation here.
So they were all. I think that the music reflects those tensions. It's an inner tension too. The tensions between the idea of how political forces work,
Yeah.
how external forces influence what's going on,
Yeah.
and then at the same time the struggle, the internal struggle that one has to 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 find oneself and to be true to oneself, but also to reconcile the unreconcilable, the irreconcilable. Things that may not actually, how you fit together things that maybe don't fit or are contrasting. So that tension, I think, is something that you can reflect through music. Something you can reflect that music.
Mm.
Uh, to me, it's so much about creating. It creates both tension and resolution, and
Mm.
that's sort of a basic principle
Mm.
of. And without tension, there is no resolution.
Mm.
And I realized that life is a struggle,
Mm.
and we struggle with things, and so
Mm.
music reflects the struggle.
Mm.
It reflects that struggle, but you have these moments of release,
Mm.
and they mean more when you
When
successfully
you work
reflect.
for
You
them.
have to
It's a
work
direct
for it.
result of my own internal wrestling with
Right. No,
what's
you have to
happening.
wrestle with your rage.
Yeah. Right.
Rage is rage is a very powerful
Mm.
thing, and
Mm.
I remember when I wrote X,
Mm.
and some degree Central Park 5,
Mm.
my rage sort of fueled
Mm.
writing the music.
Mm.
Because the rage is justifiable. The
Mm.
rage is justifiable, objectively justifiable.
Mm.
But it's also an emotional response, a visceral response
Mm.
that can lead to catastrophic things. I mean, like
Yeah.
you could burn down someone's house, or you could
Yeah.
do other
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Yeah.
But think about how you can uh, that that the rages can fuel
Mm.
the creation of things
Mm.
too. So I get a call from the teacher because my son refused to be in the white group. And I told the teacher, if he refuses to be the white group, he's not white. So he has every right to not to be in the white group. I think it's a moment too to realize that, well, for those of us doing political work in art,
Mm.
that
Mm.
that I hope that it encourages other people to pursue the idea that
Mm.
art can respond to our time.
Thank
And
you.
then the Mother Emanuel Church didn't like the libretto. They were unhappy with the fact that we were dealing with faith and all this stuff.
Oh,
And I said,
really?
well, the whole point is, yeah, she comes out with faith. I mean, so that
I
faith
know.
has to be challenged. I
I
mean,
can't wait for the rest of
there's no challenge to faith. You'll have a drama, man. I mean, I'm sorry, Oh God. I
Yeah.
said, like, well, if you always had faith, there's no story, man.
Yes. Yeah.
Abraham's part of his faith is he has to be willing to sacrifice his son,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now you gotta say, well, God's never gonna.
Yeah.
No,
You don't
he's
know.
he's gonna. So this is like
Yeah.
this is the heavy part of it. You mean what if you're gonna believe, really believe,
Yes.
or what?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So I'm curious about what your unspoken or spoken message is. At the end of it all, kind of what is it you are wanting to
I think
communicate with
what I want to communicate is the vitality and uh, and dynamic potential of the African American community, that and our history, that our history uh, that our history is universal. We also to change the world with your art. I mean, that's the idea. You try to do that.